everyone, welcome back. So we're gonna continue with tutorial 3. As you can see, I accidentally did it, forgot to record as a noob. So let's start it, and we're gonna do the rail line optimization after that.
Welcome to my lesson on locomotive maintenance. First, you need to know that all locomotives have different maintenance intervals and consumption depending on their type. Take a look at the rail line between Sacramento and San Francisco. Here you can see the current state of the locomotive. The lower the condition is, the more often the train has a breakdown and stops on the way. Locomotives are automatically repaired at stations if they have a maintenance depot. To do this, try choosing the station in Sacramento.
Okay, let's
Here
choose
you
the
can
station.
select Construct Extension. Do that and take a look at the
80,000.
options available. Then build a maintenance depot. Very good. Whenever the state bar of a locomotive has dropped to about 60%, it will be serviced. And since the Sacramento station is used by both of your train lines, the maintenance depot also benefits both train lines. Now close the station again and select a train line once more. These 3 bars show the levels of water, sand, and oil. If operating materials are missing, the locomotive will be significantly slower. Water is needed on a daily basis. Sand is needed when going uphill to increase the friction of the wheels. Oil is needed to lubricate moving parts, and the amount required is dependent upon the distance traveled.
Okay.
All of the operating materials that a locomotive requires can be obtained at supply towers, which must be built along the tracks. Open the building menu and select the supply tower. Now build a supply tower near each of the marked positions.
Let's see. I'm not gonna go on the. I'll build it on the outside. And here, I think I'm gonna build it on this
Very good.
side.
Both rail lines can now reach a supply tower. You can build them at any position along your lines, but they should be far enough away from switches and stations so that a long train can stop at them without creating conflicts. There is one more building that has to do with maintenance, the maintenance post. Select this building type. Unlike the maintenance depot or the supply tower, the maintenance post is not a required building type. It is suitable, however, when many trains come together in a small space because the maintenance post can reduce breakdowns and thus long traffic jams and conflicts considerably. However, this also results in daily upkeep costs. This brings us to the end of this lesson. Feel free to look around some more. Once you have finished, this tutorial will end.
Okay, let's go to the next episode. Well, not episode, the next tutorial.
This lesson is about optimizing rail lines, specifically how to optimize the revenue of a rail line according to its tasks. For this purpose, select a train of the rail line from Sacramento to San Francisco. Since this rail line operates between 2 cities, it transports passengers and mail. These 2 goods are among the express goods because they require fast transportation. Consequently, the faster the transport, the higher the transport revenue. Now open the balance sheet of the rail line. Here you can see, among other information, what revenues the selected train had on its last full tour. As you can see, revenue for freight transportation also plays a role. While Sacramento produces meat, San Francisco has cloth. Fixed prices are paid for freight transportation, so speed is not a factor here. Now consider the costs. Maintenance and fuel are mainly affected by the length of a tour, but personnel generates daily costs, so speed plays a factor here. Also, therefore, there are different locomotives. For example, on this rail line, a mixed-use locomotive is used. This is always good if the load consists of at most half freight goods. If there is a higher percentage of freight, a freight locomotive would be better, because the train will otherwise be very slow even on slight inclines. We now want to test a freight locomotive and one for express goods between the 2 cities. Open the Research and Development section.
Research, ooh.
Here you will see many technologies that you can unlock over the years. They improve countless aspects of your business. These include higher ticket prices, happier passengers, and even more modern locomotives. Your current locomotive is the Dunham. Select it and let's take a look at its data. Compare the speed, tractive power, and suitability of the Dunham with the two locomotives to the right of the Dunham, the Derwent and the Firefly. You can see that the fast Firefly has a much lower tractive power than the powerful Derwent. This means that the Firefly is much worse at pulling heavy loads, but much faster at pulling light loads. Now, unlock these two locomotives so you can use them in your rail line. Very good.
Okay.
Now close this dialog. Now optimize the rail line for express goods. Exchange the locomotive for the Firefly and select Express as the load type. Then pay the cost for the new locomotives and close this dialog.
Express.
Now watch your rail line and use the fast forward function if you like. It will only pick up express goods and it will reach a much higher speed than before.
Is this
After a while, it will even show the express symbol. This means your rail line is the fastest of its time and gets even higher ticket revenue. You don't have to offer an express line, of course. Everything works with slower and mixed transports as well. But suppose you have a good reason for this optimization. Then, of course, freight transport is missing. If you can't transport freight on the same tracks, that would slow down the express train. Therefore, you should expand the tracks from Sacramento to San Francisco. To do this, extend the two parallel tracks from Sacramento to San Francisco by 2 more tracks. Then build a station gridiron at each station, connecting each of the 4 tracks. You can just build the new station gridiron on top of the previous one, but be aware that the new gridiron is much longer. Don't forget the directions for the new tracks.
Okay, so you want to make like a one for freight and one for express. Okay. Gridirons. Where did we find those? Ooh, that's a bit loud. Not available. Ah, here they are. The direction.
Excellent. Now create a new rail line from Sacramento to San Francisco. To make it use the new tracks, you need to set waypoints. To do this, select the following 4 objects in sequence: Sacramento, the outbound track, San Francisco, the return track. Very good. Now use the Derwent as the locomotive. Select freight to be loaded because this rail line should only carry freight. That's exactly how it's done.
That's awesome.
Normally trains always take the shortest way, but by using waypoints you can specify certain paths. You should also do this for your express line so that the 2 lines don't get in each other's way. Otherwise, we're through with this lesson, so when you're ready, you can finish it.
I think we can do one more. Gonna do the fulfillment of demand and production.
Greetings! This lesson is about how you can recognize the needs of a city and use them to your advantage. I'll also show you how to invest in the production of goods to ensure additional transport and growing cities, which in turn leads to even more transport.
Okay.
Open the city dialog of Sacramento and then the supply and demand list.
Supply and
This
demand.
list shows
Okay.
you, among other things, how high the stock of all goods is and how high the current demand by citizens and factories is.
And I can see
As an
that.
example, look at grain. The city needs grain, yet the supply is at 0. This is because the nearest grain farm is too far away and is virtually unsupplied by traditional transportation. The same is true for lumber. So with the help of new rail lines, we could improve the goods coverage of the city. For corn, however, there is some supply. Here, a corn farm is nearby and goods are transported via road. A new rail line would generate revenue, but would not improve the city's fulfillment of demand until the city has grown too large for traditional transportation. Now, close the list again and look for suitable businesses to improve the city's fulfillment of demand so that the
Looks
city
like
can grow.
like
In the
multiplayer.
north of Sacramento, there is lumber, and in the northeast, there is grain available. Now build a station at both farms and connect them to Sacramento, preferably with double tracks and a gridiron.
Okay, close the list. Grain, put in with double tracks to. So we need to get tracks to these. The north has lumber, grain. I'll build a station on both farms and connect them to. Okay. Okay, let's do it like this. Hold that. And for now, I'm gonna take this and do it like that.
Don't forget to also set track directions and build supply towers. Then set up one rail line for each good so that they can be delivered to Sacramento. We will continue once the first goods arrive in Sacramento.
To also say track. Oh, they wanted double tracks, ne? I forgot about that. Okay. Whoa, blood. Can we? How do I delete this? Delete. Demolish. Yes, yes, please. Okay, so this one can come in here, and this one can go here. There we go. Then, nope. New rail line, there, here. And I can't say go back there. Choose Darwin. I'm gonna do freight. Confirm. Okay, wait now. Brown station. Ay. Oh, there's the direction. Okay, so this one goes like this, that one goes like that. We do this to combine them. This to combine them. Yeah. There went, yeah, this is the freight one. There we go. Okay. That wasn't too hard, but apparently it was a little bit for me. Okay, then we do the track direction, like this, like, right, nope, nope, come back, there we go. Where's the new railline? Go from here to here. I think we got this. Oh, look at this. Everything's in front, eh? It's actually not from the back. Okay, both is on their way. Actually, I like the double lines, to be quite honest. I've played like Railroad Tycoons and stuff, and Train Fever, but I never use double lines. I always use single lines. Just get a better train if it's too slow, basically. And that was the motto. But I have to say, I do like the double lines.
Excellent. Select Sacramento again and watch how the city's fulfillment of demand improves. Since grain and lumber are in fairly high demand by the city, these two commodities also have a higher impact on demand coverage. Observe how the new supplies increase the goods coverage. If it's above 60%, a city grows. If it falls below 40%, it shrinks. Let's wait until the city reaches 40,000 citizens. You can look around a bit in the meantime.
Should actually be growing now. We have a lot of grain. Yeah, even the wood. Can we build even more? What is it? 58. Some beer, eh? Beer. Some sugar. Hey, there's some corn that's. Oh, yeah. Okay. Also meat. Actually, I like this. It's almost like civilization with the resources. Nampa. I want to say there's no sugar. Maybe we should import it. Are we actually gonna get shipyards? Oh, they actually changed it how they want it. Okay. This is what they wanted. This was... What is this? Oh, they wanted me to build it down here, not in the middle of it, but to build it here. Oh, okay. Should remember that. All of them are outside. Let me just check here. I basically plotted this next to in the middle of the city. All of these are outside. Yeah, this looks nice. Let's see how far I've got. Oh, 67. Okay. Should be at 40,000 real soon.
Excellent. Sacramento has reached a new level. When a city grows, this has many effects. The need for goods increases, more types of goods are demanded, more industries can be constructed, and special buildings become available. Another industry can now be constructed in Sacramento. Beer would be good because grain is needed as raw material for it. Besides, San Francisco also needs beer and there already exists a rail line. So open the construction menu and select the breweries.
Oh, okay, so it's going to be our factory.
Now place the new industry in Sacramento inside the inner city area. Make sure that the new building complex doesn't get in the way of your future construction projects. For example, you can't lay tracks through factory complexes. Very good. Now leave the construction menu again and select the new industry. Here you will see some info about your new industry. The rotating gear shows that the production is running. But if raw materials are missing or the export warehouse is overflowing, production stops. This decreases the utilization and consequently your profit. If the work stands still for a long time, you will also lose money.
Okay, I'll remember
This can
that.
be the same city or any other city that can be reached by rail. So you can assume that your rail line to San Francisco will be used to transport beer. If one day the production of your industry is no longer adequate, you can enlarge it by increasing the level. This will also make your industry yield more profit, but you'll probably earn the most from transport of goods. Now select a rural business because I'd like to show you that you can also buy this business.
Oh, yay!
You can acquire any rural or city business as long as it is not owned by one of your competitors. This starts an auction in which all competitors can participate, and the highest bidder gets the business. Start an auction now. Very good. Now try to acquire this rural business. Excellent. One last thing. Open the flow of goods display.
Where's... Oh,
The origin of travelers, mail, and goods is displayed here, as well as where they are transported to. This is very useful if you're looking for a specific farm, for example, or want to know which transport routes you could take over. Down here, you will see explanations about the flow of goods. Now select different goods and move your focus to rural businesses and cities to see different information and the flow of goods. When you're ready, you can then exit this tutorial at any time.
so that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.